temperatures for particular fruits. So the farmers harvest and place them in there in crates of 25 kg per crate.
So reefers are refrigerated
Cabins,
trucks?
yes,
cabins.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So they are refrigerated cabins that are stationed on the farms. But one of the innovation with our solution is that you can actually move them from farm A to farm B. So they are not planted there. They can move depending on the harvest rate of each farmer.
Gotcha.
So the refrigerated cabins are there, and the farmers take the stuffs, the harvest now, the fruit produce, put it in 25 kg plastic crates and store them. What this does for them is that, unlike before now, they had to spend so much money to acquire all these machineries. But now they're paying a very minimal fee for just on-demand storage. That means I'm only paying when I store. And then we don't stop there. We're also creating access to markets for them because we are coming from a juicing sector. We have a lot of contacts with people who buy in bulk, so they pre-order. And then we have refrigerated trucks that are coming into the same farms, taking them from the cabins directly to those who are pre-ordered. So it's a complete refrigerated solution down the value chain. Yeah.
Well, certainly there'll be challenges trying to do this, right?
Absolutely.
We'll touch a bit about the challenges you face. But you have been in this, working in this fruit-related industry for over 2 years now. And we'd like to have your assessment of what you think regarding the power in this agriculture sector. And then secondly, what role do you think that the off-grid energy access can play?
Okay, that's a big one. Currently, I think Nigeria produces about 4,000 megawatt of power, which is not enough to go around.
That's right.
And already 80% of what's produced is going to the urban cities, which means that the farmers are left with very little or nothing to produce, and that's affecting the growth of the agricultural sector. So our solution is actually helping to bring off-grid energy to the farmers for processing and for storage in particular now, because they're storing the fruit, right? But it doesn't end there. Coming from the background where we're coming from, unlike other countries in Europe and all, and even Africa and South Africa, when you juice, you can actually mass produce, right? So you can take it to the stores and compete with the carbonated guys because it has the capacity to stay longer. But one big challenge we've had is that, for instance, when I juice today, there are very limited number of supermarkets in the country that can keep their refrigerating units powered on for so long, and that's because there's very little availability to power. So what off-grid solutions can do could help in refrigeration, in cooling systems for both the farmers and the retailers who are selling in supermarkets, and that can keep most of all these produce. So the farmers can keep their produce elongated on the farm. The producers can also keep their produce elongated on the shelf when you have access to off-grid power. Yeah.
Just a sidebar question. This is actually off script. So I read somewhere that about 60% of your customers are millennials?
Yeah, so the existing bars are focused on campuses right now in the country. So we have a couple of private universities and also looking at adding some federal universities right now. And most of these guys are undergrads, masters, PhD students. So they are mostly young people that patronize us. I put in my whole lifestyle into this. So I figured out that it's good when you sell a preventive solution than a curative one. Yeah.
Very inspiring, I must say.
Thank you.
Now you have between 120 and 150 clients per day, so we know, and you've achieved about 12.7 $12,700 revenue between 2018 and 2020, and this is quite commendable, if I must say. How did you achieve this in such a short time?
We built more on customer referrals.
Okay.
Yeah, so we work on quality. Up to last week, I still had clients come to me and say, hey, in the space of certain perimeters away from us, they visited one or two competitors and they couldn't just get the same quality. So we're very particular about the process of what we do, the quality of what we serve, and then we also build a very, very strong relationship with our clients. So people refer back to us. I have customers who have left Lagos but are saying, hey, I need to get this. How can I get this to me? People outside the country right now, honestly. Kenya, I have a lot of fans in Kenya anyway, and they reach out, how can you guys come down to Kenya, to Rwanda to replicate this? So we build a relationship. We also stand on very strong quality of what we produce.
Curious, how did COVID affect the business?
Okay, so if you remember when COVID happened, I think one of the first institutions that got hit were university campuses. So they had to shut down. Most, if not all, of the universities had to shut down before the total lockdown happened. So yes, we got hit by COVID. But one good thing happened in between that period of lockdown, we got a grant from AFDB. Yes, so once that grant came in, we were able to kickstart, and also we launched on 2 of the leading online food distributors in the country. So we now do online sales and all of that. But I would say the grant also kept us afloat for that period.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Can I do a follow-up on grants?
Absolutely. Okay,
so what I didn't tell our audience at the beginning, you are also one of the 13 winners of the 2021 USADF On Off-Grid Energy Challenge. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And you received, I'm allowed to say, $100,000 of blended finance. So can you just share with us what your general experience was like, very briefly, and also what you intend to do with the funds?
Okay, so first, the experience was pretty much straightforward, because we could see one of the key factors for us pushing for this challenge was it was impact driven. Yes, we saw a challenge that was not just about, come and take some money and do some stuff. It was all about how much of impact would you give back, particularly to the rural communities, which have very little access to power, less than 30%, if I'm correct. And so that was a motivator. Like I said in my previous talk, I said, I had an emotional thing to this thing. Like, why would fruits waste so much after so much push by farmers to get access to capital, to seedlings? They wait for months, and now they're having all these losses. So the impact-driven nature of the competition was a key factor for us, and that prompted us to apply for it. So what do we intend to do with this? Basically, to accommodate a lot of farmers into the project, to see that they have access to off-grid energy to store their fruits once harvested, to see also that when the fruits are coming down from the farms to the retail market, it's kept refrigerated, and buyers out there can actually access fruits. There's less wastage, and then Nigeria drives forward toward a food sufficiency state. So I think that's much of what we're going to do. We're going to get reefers, cabins, and all of that. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You must be excited about this win, right?
Absolutely.
They didn't show you to $100,000. That's good.
It's going down to the community.
To the work,
still.
absolutely.
Yeah, to the work.
Yeah, I can see the passion, no doubt. So how would you describe the application process for the challenge? And what advice would you give a potential applicants for the 2022 edition of the challenge? Was there anything special you did that led to you, at least getting in and also winning as well?
Absolutely, yes. So the first thing is, I would say that applicants should look at where the pain points, where are the areas where you feel that off-grid energy could really make an impact in the country right now. And there are a couple of areas. I just mentioned one: the refrigeration and cooling systems. Yeah. Rural areas for farmers, storage. For the retail markets, they are having a big problem to keep their refrigerators and chillers running 24 hours a day. These are areas where you can actually, push in for an application and see that there's a measurable impact. And all of that. Then for us, one of the key things that worked for us was that coming from a juicing sector, we're not typically an engineering firm.
Okay.
So we had to build a very strong partnership, right? So we applied in partnership with an existing engineering firm, Tendon Innovation. So Tendon Innovations are guys who have done a lot of solar work in the country. So we're able to sit down, table the solutions to them, tell them this is what we're trying to achieve in terms of impact, and they came up with designs, with engineering designs, with concepts that they are currently implementing right now. Okay. So we are not in charge of the engineering part, they are the ones doing that. So I think applicants can also look at ways to partner with people who are experienced in those areas and see how they can work together, in some sort of collaboration. Yeah.
Wow, very interesting.
Yeah.
While we're talking about application, can I do a plug?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So for those who are interested, you've just heard from a winner. The current application deadline closes March 18th. What's today's date?
7th of March.
So
that's like 11
days, right? I encourage as many of you listeners as possible to apply. You've heard from a winner. We know this is a fantastic program. It's a lot of money for the sort of businesses that we're looking to target. So my plug is, we encourage you guys to apply. You've got 11 days, www.all all-on.com/the-on-hub.
That's right. So you go on the All On website,
Okay.
and you click that. Just you heard the website from Adaobi there. That's all www.all-on.com and /the-all-on-hub. That's how you can apply. You know, if you have an innovation that's good, or you have an idea or whatever it is you want to work on, you stand a chance to win up to $100,000. Yeah, you don't want to know how much that is, bro. To help your work, your business, and it's not so you're going to return the money. So just to understand, it's not a loan, right? It's not a loan, is it?
So it's Benefit Finance is a mix of grant
Uh-huh.
and a long-term loan, but you know the grant part helps you to also accelerate your work.
Fantastic. So I mean, I'm just painting it out that
Completely
someone
free money.
who's
It's
there.
blended finance.
It's pretty much it's a blended finance, you know, for sure. So make sure you get to apply. Please ensure that you state that you heard on the radio.
Well, can I question?
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier. So I know that you will focus on Edo State.
Yeah.
Why Edo State?
Okay, so I would first say that they have a couple of farmers there. We decided to start with a particular variety of fruit first, and then accommodate others. At the moment, Edo State is the largest producers of fruits in Nigeria, pineapples fruits in Nigeria, and Nigeria is the 7th or 8th largest exporters and producers of pineapples in the world.
Say that slowly.
So Nigeria
is
the 7th, largest producers of pineapples in the world,
Yeah.
and
Big
Edo
deal.
State is the number 1 producer of pineapples in Nigeria. So
Yeah.
it actually made business case for us to go there,
Absolutely.
and also they have a fantastic government that is in support of this project.
Yeah.
His Excellency Godwin Obaseki has approved of it, and is working very closely with our brand to see that we accommodate as much farmers as possible, and they're lending us every support also that's required. So we just had to start from there, and then we can now accommodate other varieties and push into other states as rapidly as soon as possible.
Wow.
Back to the fruit. Why pineapple, by the way?
Yes, so as a juicer, I know very, very, very well that Nigerians love sweet smoothies, sweet juices, and pineapples are natural sweetness, and that's like number 1 demand fruit in the country right now. So we had to start with that. And
No
then-
brainer.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
beautiful. In
Okay.
case you're just joining us, you're listening to Power Solutions on Nigeria Info, brought to you in partnership with All On. And I have the Policy and Partnerships Manager of All On as my co-host, Adaobi Oniwinde. Yeah, you heard the voice also of Jacob Ugbodaga, who is, of course, the founder of Alabaster Agro-Allied Industries Limited. He said a lot about the solutions, and he's quite an inspiration, I must say. But we'll wrap up this conversation in a matter of minutes. But before we do that, it'll be interesting to know how can someone connect with you so they want to get more information about what you're doing. You're calling for partnership at different levels. How can they get across to you?
Good. So they could just send an email to us, keep it fresh at outlook.com. I'll be glad to respond to any inquiries or questions.
Keep it fresh.
Say that
Can you
slowly and
spell
spell
that?
it, maybe.
KIPITFRESH
Okay.
at outlook.com. So if you send a mail there, I'll personally see it
Okay.
and respond to it in less than 24 hours.
All right. So how about, is there a phone number?
Yes.
Is it social
Yeah,
media?
Yeah. They can just take my number, 0908
Okay.
3198 103. 0908 3198 103. There are a couple of social media handles. I'll just share them right now.
Okay.
Well, the conversation has been quite an interesting one with our special guests here today. Each week we come here to try and instill that interest in the off-grid sector. And you can play as someone who just supports it and word of mouth and tell people, you know what, yes, I want you to prefer solar to anything. But you could also be a key player. You could look at an area that you want to bring a solution, just like our guest, and do the work, the necessary work towards that. And you have companies like All On ready to support you. So there's everything out there for you, actually. If you're interested in making a difference in this off-grid sector as far as power is concerned. So, yes, we're going to take your social media details for those who like to connect or ask for the selling or buying price of your products, as it were.
So, yeah, on Twitter, you can eat us on Keep It Fresh _NG. Keep It Fresh _NG. Instagram and Facebook, Keep It Fresh Africa. Keep It Fresh Africa, Instagram and Facebook. Twitter, Keep It Fresh _NG. And my number again, 0908-3198-108. Email address, keep it fresh @outlook.com.
Can I do a final plug?
Yeah,
so for those who have just joined or didn't hear earlier, Mr. Ugbodaga is a winner of the 2021 USADF All-On Off-Grid Energy Challenge.
Yeah.
The current challenge application deadline is March 18th. That's 11 days from now. Yeah. Those who are interested, who have great solutions, we want to hear from you. Please, 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 I encourage you all to apply to, I'll say it really slowly, www.all-on.com/the-all-on-hub.
All right. Well said, guys. And, well, this is a good way to end the show today. But before we go, I love the fact that you work with a lot of young people. It's not like I don't care about the old, but in the real sense of it, 60 years from now, most of them won't be here. And it's not that I wish them in anything. But if a young guy is out there, young people are known to be interested in areas like, there's tech, there's areas like the creative industry, a lot more. You talk about things like agriculture, they're looking like you. Talk about solar, that sounds like a very technical thing to go into. So you are young, you work with young people, you're in here. If you're going to inspire someone to take up, that responsibility to be not just lookers on, but also to be a key player in this industry, what would you tell them?
I would say first and foremost, look at, focus on the pain points within you. Look at those areas. It could be traffic, congestion. It could be healthcare. It could be the media. It could be agriculture. So focus on those pain points where you could see things happening that you want to change. You might not have all the funds at the start or all the connect to change it, but you can latch onto systems that are already doing something similar, and then look at what they're doing. If you could volunteer, yes. If you could not, study what they're doing and see how you could replicate that in your own small way. And the thing about starting is that when you start, either as a volunteer or as a small solution firm, someone somewhere and hold on to somebody somewhere will find you and give you a kickstart to grow that solution. So that's it.
There's a saying that the idea is the work. Money oftentimes finds good ideas.
True.
So
that's right. That's right. Well, that's a good way to end the show. Thank you again for coming on the show today. So it was really great, refreshing talking to you.
Same here. Thank you so much.
All right. Adaobi, this is where we ended.
It's been fun.
Yep, as always. Next week we'll be here again with another episode of the show. Hopefully I'll be here because I'll be away for a moment. But if I'm not here, someone's going to be here. So, well, that's it. Thank you for doing this with you. And thank you, Nigeria, for listening. Remember to join us next week. Bye for now.